Hello, fellow collectors. Today we'll be taking a look at DC Multiverse Clayface, Batman, and Batwoman 3-pack. This was a gold label by Todd McFarlane Toys, and I purchased this through Amazon. So as we can see, this is a big black box. If we turn it on the side, we see a big black box. And on the back, if we take a look, we see an artwork with all three of the figures in the packaging. If we take a look on the other side, we see Clayface and Batman, DC Rebirth. And if we flip it over, we can get the UPC code here. And this is a heavy box because it is 3 figures. So we'll get on our trusty scale here. And we'll go ahead and weigh the package. And we see that this one comes in at 3 pounds, 7.8 ounces. So let's take them out of the box and see how cool Okay, now that we have them out of the packaging, we can see them here. And these are just the prior releases of these figures, just in one box set. There's minor differences in these, like Batman here has a purple cape inside there, more simplistic design, so there's little changes in them. They do come with some accessories. We see here Batman comes with his grappling hook here. Batwoman comes with a, I'm sorry, this is Batman's and hers is the other one, but you'll know the difference. This is a Batarang with looks like some clay stuck to it. And we have the other one, the Batman one, with the same kind of color scheme on it. So we'll go ahead and take a look at Batwoman first. We see her red hair here, and it's quite thick, so she can only really look down. If they would have changed the mold a little bit and made it a little bit thinner, she could have more articulation in the head. As far as the figure itself goes, she comes with no extra accessories, hands. They didn't even come with stands. So with a box set like this and these figures, they normally come with stands. So don't know why they're not included. But hey, so right out of the packaging, this one, knees are very, very loose. It just, I don't know why, but that's the way it came. We see her here with a rubber cape and it's red on the inside and black. So it's a nice touch. It is attached to the back here. And we see black outfit here with red highlights, boots, belts, gloves, and bat symbol. As far as her head goes, she can look left and right. More so left, more so right, because left, it blocks a little bit, so you do have to pick it up and move it to get it to a good thing. Like I say, she can't really look up, but she can look down a little bit. As far as the arms go, she does have good T-pose. The arms go all the way around. The bicep swivel with a double bend with a wrist that rotates so she can comb her hair if she has to, get it out of her face. For her ab crunch, she does have slight ab crunch and a waist swivel, pretty good. She can do a nice split. We see here do a nice high kick. She does have a twist at the thigh, if I can get it to rotate. Well, maybe it's not. It looks like it, but it's not. Okay, so I guess she doesn't have that. So, does have a double bend at the knee, and her ankle does do forward and back, and does a rotation. So we'll get her straightened out, and actually before I push her back in the back, we'll go ahead and see how tall she is. She is coming right in at 7 inches, a little over with her bat ears. Going to take a look at Batman here. And we see that Batman does have the normal outfit. This looks like the Rebirth version. We do see the gauntlets here, which is a nice feature. The belt and the uniforms in gray. But like I say, he does have this purple cape inside, so it's a little different, but it is the normal cape of a Batman and does attach in the back here. And that will prevent him from doing much of the ab crunch, but his head can look up pretty good and down, left and right. His arms are okay, even though the cape is there. It only allows, though, for that much movement back and forth. But he does have bicep swivel, the double bend, so he can answer the phone, and the waist, or the wrist articulation. As I mentioned before, his ab crunch. Yeah, he can only do so much backwards because of the cape. But if you pull the cape backwards, he can do just a little bit more. He can do a good ab crunch forward, though. As far as the waist swivel goes, he does have a good waist swivel as with the prior version. His legs, he can do a pretty good kick, Van Damme style. He does not have a thigh swivel, but his knee is double jointed. And he does have the same ankle rotation as Batwoman. So I missed out on the first version of Clayface. So when I saw this set, I was like, yeah, very interested in it. So we see Clayface here. And I'll pull it up a little bit. And you can see all the detail. And this is, like I said, the prior version of Clayface. So if you don't have it, this is an option for you if you want the other figures as well. Now, Clayface doesn't have much articulation in the head. He can do back and forth a little bit, but that's it. No real look at. But his mouth does move. People have been complaining about this, but if you think about this is his human side and this is his monster side, it makes sense. His arms do come out to that far. They can rotate all the way around if you pull them out a little bit. As far as elbow go, he has a rotation, so you can get it in various poses, but it stops after a while. And his hands are the same way. Since he does have pieces that will block it, you can see it. It'll definitely get in the way. As far as ab crunch goes, he does have a little bit of one, and it allows him a little bit of a swivel. But he also does have this waist here that you can get some out of. As far as his legs go, he can do this kind of split and do that kind of kick. So not much of one, but does allow for some. Alright, so we can see his feet here. Does have peg holes. But yeah, it's a big guy here. And if we go ahead and bring in the scale, we can see that he is topping out right here at, I would say, what, 8 3/4 inches, while Batman here is doing a little over 7. So you can see both figures are a little bit smaller than Clayface, which you would expect since, you know, Clayface is the villain and he needs to be a little bit larger than life. So it does do pretty good. If we do bring them in figure comparison, we see Duke here. It's a little bit smaller, just a touch under Batman. Same thing with Deadpool. But if we bring in the Blue Beetle, we see that he is actually taller than Batwoman, but Batman does fall in pretty good with him. Just a little bit taller. Let me see if I can really get it lined up. You can see it better. There you go. So, final thoughts on this 3-pack. Yeah, it's great. If you didn't have the first set of figures, this is nice. But if you get a chance and you're just missing one, you can pursue the other ones. You don't need to get the box set unless you're planning on selling them right out of the box. All right. As always, guys, like, subscribe, and keep collecting.